Hello everybody and welcome to the round 3 of
Echo.
Race Department's round 3 of Daytona's road course. We've got a little bit of a echo moment going on, we'll just set that in a second. But the cars have just gone away.
There we go, we have the leaders going around on the formation lap, or the warm-up lap, ahead of the race.
Okay, so we're just jumping onto the cameras here just to get ourselves going. We've got a couple of technical issues, so we'll be with you in 2 seconds.
And meanwhile, you can see the starting order and the qualifying order as well. While the leader is trying to warm up his tires, and Simon is trying to fix his microphone problems. So he will be with us very soon, I hope. Oh, here they come.
Jimmy the Unknown leads the field around the final corner, and we are just about ready to get the things going. It seems like everybody got through the first corner all right, at least. More commentators having.
Yes, I think the LMP ones took it really easy on this start of the race, which is good because it's very, very long race. And not in real life, but in sim racing, you used to see 2 anxious drivers in the first laps driving like if it was a sprint race. This wasn't the...
We did see that on the first race of the season as well, where we had this big collision between the 2 leading cars. So I don't know if everybody's learned from that and taking a little bit more cautiously here.
Exactly. It really feels bad when you end such a long race. Was an accident in the first laps. I know, with no reason. But let's go down the grid one by one, and let's see if the GT cars are taking it as easy as the LMPs.
Right, apologies for that. I've now sorted myself out. Called it rustiness to begin with. Okay, so let's take a quick rundown of the field. Thank you for everyone joining us on simrace.tv. We are here on stream 2. Oh yes, come and find your way over. Remember, you can chat away about your race on the RaceDepartment.com League forum. So come and join us over there. We've also got the chat box over at simrace.tv stream 2 for anyone that wants to take part in a good old chatteroo with myself. And it's not just me in the commentary booth here today. We've also got the ever fantastic Jose Estrada.
Hello, Simon, and welcome back. We really missed you.
Ah, I miss you too. Manly hugs. And we also have Roy Magnus, is it?
Yes.
Hey! My not quite English voice butchering your name. How are you doing, Roy? Oh, who's that?
Oh! dear, oh dear.
Was that Jarno Hodgewage? Yes, it was. Jarno Hodgewage, 8th position. Not having a good start there into the bus stop, just rejoining just behind Brendan Kazmarek and Gregory de Grief going through as well, down into Ps 9 and 10. So that won't help out his cause at all, just getting out ahead of Ross McGregor.
It doesn't look like he has that much damage on the car either, but that's not the way to start a race.
No, because you're going to be hampered all the way now to the finish, or at least to the pit stops. So, we're here, of course, at the Daytona road circuit, and we have a magnificent 39 entries here today, and we'll go through them. We'll just obviously, it's an 8-hour endurance race. We start in-game time at 2 o'clock, and it's going to press on to having a couple of hours through in the evening of this race. So, all looking good with that. Any particular favourites or any ones we're looking out for?
Well, I'm looking out for my own team at least. Hopefully we'll do okay. But,
So
I don't have any favourites among the others, I guess.
No, you want them all to crash and burn.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just jump in. And let's take you down through the grid as we get going.
Oh, big grass, can you see that?
Oh! That's not helped at all. Who's you?
What happened there?
I don't know, that was a weird place crash. Let me see if I can just get this all back going again so that we can... see what's going on.
There was a big crash. A lot of cars involved as well.
Yes, I've seen. It was a GT car as well. I think it was kind of GT with LMS, maybe on the first lap. I don't know.
That's not good. Looked like Brendan Kazmarek did spin out of the bus stop, and then Gregory de Grief hit him, and then everything exploded. Yeah.
So an implosion. We're just watching Brendan Kazmarek pop into the pits, now in 20th position for the R4R Motorsport. They're in the P2 category. So currently on our screens.
Let's see, take a look at the cars that were involved in the Manuel and Rainer car. The what is that? The AGP Consortium P1 car is in the pits, seemingly repairing damage, as well as Kazmarek. Yes.
Oh yes, so you can see the order on your screen just after lap 5 there.
Yep, de Grief has just gone out of the pits, finished his repairs, and that seems to be all the cars that are in the pit lane, or all the cars that was involved.
So that seems to happen just coming out of the exit of the bus stop. Sorry, we'll try and get some kind of footage of it if we can. But yeah, quite a few cars exploding across the circuit, not looking good there. Manuel Rayner just rejoining out in 38th position. Brendan Kazmarek will rejoin in last. So they're already disadvantaged, and all the GT2 cars, etc., have gone through. Gregory de Grief very much out of position in 32nd position in the P2 car as well. So what we'll do, take a quick look down the order. Matt Strand's got his lights on as well, so it looks as though he's going to be popping into the pits any time soon, unless he's just letting people through on friendly fire. So let's take a quick look through the order. So our leader, there you can see, we've got Jimmy Dion for P1 in Team RC.FR, leading by a 1.4 seconds over Peter Enders, who is currently leading the Atlantic Racing team in 2nd position. Third, we've got Michael Schulmechi, who is racing in the Satellite Racing in the P1 category. And you can see it's all kicking off just behind him. as they are already going round other cars, and it's very, very difficult around some of these corners to get around some of the lapped traffic. So that's why you can see tons of locked up brakes, lots of drama. Fourth, Andreas Martin for Atlantic Racing Team. Fifth is Jan Larsen for 05 Motorsports. Sixth, as on your screen at the moment, in a good little scrap actually, is the Martin Bolge and Gary Allen car. Seventh is Adam Kuhn. Just try and find him. There he is, in the Hells Racing Team Hungary. Eighth, Jack Keithley for GT Omega in the top P2 car. Ninth, Magnus Dahlgren for ME Racing, also in a P2. And rounding out the top 10, we've got Ben Warren for SRS Racing, also in a P2. Okay. Cameras are now sorted. Apologies for that. That was me being a fumbling idiot. Drive-through penalty assigned to Gregory de Grief. So, first problems of the day for Gregory. He's already down the order in 38th position. So not quite sure what he's got up to, but that can't have been good.
I guess it was because he did hit the Kaczmarek, and I think the stewards I think that he could have avoided it.
Absolutely. We've got quite a few live stewards here today, and there you can see his lights are on. He's going to come in for his drive through, and a drive through has been also assigned to Adam Kuhn, who's currently running in 7th position. So obviously quite a few people thought to be at fault there. There you can see Jack Keithley coming into sorry, not Jack Keithley, Gregory de Grief coming in to receive that one. Adam Kuhn in P7 currently at the moment. That will ruin him. He's just ahead of P2 driver Jack Keithley for GT Omega, so that won't help him out at all. And de Grief, I can just see out of your screens, exiting back onto the track. The stop go assigned to Peter Enders as well, so obviously they feel that he was even more involved. And he's sat in 2nd position, so that's not going to help things at all.
All this does help my car up to 10 now.
Well, your car does need a little bit of help, considering it was sprawled halfway across the track.
Yeah, a little bit.
Every little helps, as Tesco say. So, we'll wait for Enders to take his penalty. You can see Jimmy Dion in the red car that's just got Brendan Kaczmarek in between them. So, there's already a 1.1 second gap. Those two have already pulled out a good 7 seconds over Smolewski, or Smolczewski, sorry. And you can see the order just appearing on your screens on lap 8 here. We're just coming up for the quarter-hour mark. We've already got drama appearing.
And into the booth we have the series director George Talbot. Hello, hello.
Hello, good afternoon everyone.
So, we've just had a couple of live penalties added on. Can you tell us what's for?
From round 2, 3 teams receive penalties, and to make sure the penalties are the same for everyone before and after the race, we apply them for the next round. Those teams are just dealing with the issues that they created as such in round 2, just being applied now.
So not good for them. Not good, just while they're on or off the track, was Dufresne and Lorrays, a specifically French named car. They've parked up on the side of the track, and every time I go to kick on them, someone's predicting them. There they are. Don't know quite what they've done, but they're
missing a wheel. I believe.
Oh dear. They've been there for a good 30 seconds or so. So that could very well be the end of our G2 team, ISD Racing, with
I'm just watching a replay now, and it looks like there was a big crash. I think De Frey and lorries went into the back of Magnus Dahlgren. And at the same time, in front of them, it looks like... Just see who that is. It's a yellow Ferrari making contact with UKNL. There's quite a big crash that involved about 6-7 cars. Not good.
No, not good at all. So we'll try and see what we can do. Get some footage of that if we can. But once again, people having a lot of drama and trouble. And we're only on lap 10. And yep, De Frey's are their first retirement out on lap 7. Rafa Mostajo is also into the pits as a result of that. I did see him laying in the middle of the grass along the same type of thing. Type place there, negative P2, and just taking his penalty there from round 2, not for the accident that we caught earlier on, but yeah, Mostajo there into the pits to get some repairs. That's not good at all. I'm just going to jump to P26 because our other Mr. Admin, Yuri Jizin, is just busy overtaking Tom Watts, and that's for GT2 positions, and Jizin has got it done. He's up into 25th position for RSV in GT2 racing, with Tom Watts slipping down to 26th for Waterloo Racing, who's to some of the closest to on the track. I'm surprised actually at how spread out people have already become, and we're only 20 minutes in.
Yeah, I was watching as I was doing some admin stuff, and I think there was some sort of incident with some of the P2 leaders. I saw William Kaczmarek and was Gregory de Grief had a bit of lag on the replay, but there was some sort of incident. Brendan coming off far worse. His car was very heavily damaged, but both them two are into the pits early, and you're really looking at those two teams to be challenging GT Omega for the P2 win today. But been a perfect start for GT Omega.
It has indeed.
He has disappeared from the rest of the P2 field.
He has indeed. He's up on his own, quite used to doing that from previous series. It's great ding-dong going on for 12th, 13th, 14th positions between Ole Marius Myhrvold, Magnus Dahlgren and Attila Kiss. And Attila Kiss, is that real? Really? But they're going round to the outside of Kiss. It's Dahlgren and Kiss there. They've got Ross McGregor, who's in 15th, just behind. And then we've got a lapped car in the middle, but those three were all splattered side by side beforehand. Coming into the chicane, it's going to be very tight. Dahlgren holds the line over Attila Kiss, and you can see Ross McGregor clinging on, but these lot have all gone quite nicely as Rafa Mostajo deciding to just abandon all track knowledge altogether just to get out of the way of people. And this is already where the threading and the cross-threading and just knowing exactly where you're placing your car is going to really come into effect. On the forums we've got guidelines of exactly how we do things at RDLMS, because these are the best ran endurance races. Oh, Kiss, they're going in very, very, very deep. Somehow able to hold that on. Let me just quickly jump to him because he was looking a little bit exposed to Ross McGregor, but no, he's kept position. But yeah, we've got all different guidelines on how things do. So the GT2 cars have been told around that banked curve to stay low, whereas everyone else has to go round the outside. And let's see whether everyone sticks to that. They've now got Penfield just up ahead to be lap. Penfield is in Chuck Penfield, UK NL Racing. Someone's tripping down the order. Who's that? Oh, it's Cohen. Job van der Geest actually. John van der Geest dropped down the field, but he's got back going again now. Peter Enders, after that penalty, has rejoined in 6th position and has got 5 seconds to make up on Martin Bolgen and Gary Allen, whichever one's in that car.
Yeah, it's good to see the 1066 racing car actually made the grid this time. The last 2 rounds have got a mismatch as we've gone onto the grid, which was very unlucky for them, but looks like they've got their problem sorted and they turn their first official laps of the series today.
And on a note on that Rafa Mustafa car, what is it, Sim Racing Spain GT2 car that's been into the pits now, so I guess they had some sort of issue to sort out. That's why they did cut the bus stop.
Yeah.
So maybe he's got ongoing damage actually, because he was involved in the defray incident that car. Still 30 cars running, or 38 teams running, so plenty of action to keep you going here. So while things have calmed down, I'll just take you for a quick rundown of the field while we've got it. We've got Jimmy Dion for Team RC to front in the P1. Second, we've got Mike Schlemeski for on the keyboard, you know you can. There we go. For Satellite Racing. Third position, some 2 seconds further back, is Jan Larsen for 05 Motorsports. Fourth is Andre Martins for Atlantic Racing Team, also P1. All of these cars are. Fifth is the Bulgin Allen 1066 Racing, finally getting some laps under their belts in 5th position. Sixth, after his drive-through penalty from last round, is Peter Enders for the 2nd Atlantic team. So both sisters beating other misses out there. 7th, Jack Keithley in the P2 cars for GT Omega Racing. So he's leading the P2 car. He's got Adam Kuhn all over the back of him actually. It's a good little scrap. We might stop here in a second. Adam Kuhn's for Hell Racing Team. In 9th is Jarno Hojwedge for Rare Endurance Team. He incidentally has so many pictures on Facebook of him in really exotic locations. I feel slightly jealous. 10th is Ben Warren for... Oh, come on. There we go. Ben Warren for SRS Racing, the 2nd in the P2 category. 11th is Morten Werdensen. Welcome to the show. I don't think we've had him on the screens yet. There he is for SHH Zeno M. 12th, leading that little mini scrapperoo that we was watching earlier, Ole Marius Meyervold for RMI Motorsports. As Adam Kuhn has just passed Jack Keithley off our screens for 7th and 8th positions, but I'll continue going down the order just as while we've got them. And there you can see actually Attila Kiss has got round Magnus Dahlgren for 13th and 14th positions. Will he be able to hold it?
As long as all the models will keep ahead of those, I'll be satisfied.
Ooh, as they can see, Dahlgren and Tina nose back through though. By the time we get down to the bus stop, what's going to happen now? He's going to hold the position, but I think this battle is going to run and run because they've all got very similar pace. You can see Ross McGregor for Black Visor Motorsports in the P2 car just clinging onto the back of this, and they've now actually working together have got onto the back of Meyervold. Can they do anything about this? This is looking like being free abreast almost down into the first turn. This isn't going to work until free abreast. Who's going to win out? Round the corner they go. Dahlgren there under the yellow line. Bit naughty. But somehow Ole Marius Meyervold keeps the position over Attila Kiss and Magnus Dahlgren. Fantastic action by these three. These lot haven't crashed out with each other yet, and we're coming up to almost half an hour through. Switch to him very quickly. 16th is Roy Schroten and Mark Schr. Not quite sure what his surname is. For Racing Team Schroten. If I get drunk later on, please don't let me say Scrotum, okay? 17 will be Ricardo Azafredo. Ooh, I'm sure I've eaten that style. In Tams International P2. 18th is Alvin Nueves. Oh dear, my pronunciation's gone down the drain today. For Water Blue Racing, 19th is the Manuel Reyna car in the P1. Once again, very much out of position. So not looking good there for AGP Consortium. Let me just jump to 13th position because that was Kiss just diving through on Meyervold. And he's got the 12th position. So that will work quite nicely. for them. Does that help you guys out? No comments. I think no.
Well, every time Roy's car goes backwards, I don't think that's a positive thing. Obviously, Roy's driving in that RMI Porsche.
It's getting very, very crowded down there as they get round to be lapped by our race leader, Dion. Warwick.
That car is not supposed to go backwards through the field until I get in.
I'm feeling the confidence through my earphone.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty much the slowest good driver in the team, but I'm the team owner, so they can't kick me out of the car either.
Hey. See, now that is good tactics. Just that's essentially what I done. Create a team so it doesn't matter how many times you don't qualify for a race, you're fine.
Yeah. Well, in my case now, it's letting today Olimarius drive the first stint and then put me in the car and make a mess, and then leave it up to the other guys to clean it up and salvage some result.
Exactly, but that's all in the name of entertainment. It was meant to happen, so you'd burn
there's
in the back.
Car in the bus stop.
There is the car in the bus stop. It's Jarno Hodgewedge. They're just rejoining in 14th position. He's gone through the 15th position. He's gone through the chicane, I think. I'm not quite sure what's happened there.
Again, it's the third time I'm seeing him off the track down there.
Yeah, maybe he's got the wrong layout on his dashboard or something, because he must think that that's not quite gone to
I
plan.
think he came up behind the KBR Ferrari, I think, and carried way too much speed in there behind, just get the name of the driver, Fabio Aragone. And just overcooked it and had to take a avoiding action and went for a little spin.
Deary me, someone's just rejoining out of the pits. That's Watts there. We'll catch up with him. Gregory de Grief in 20th place then for the Black Rebels. Pete is just ahead of Brendan Kazmarek, who is 21st for our Motorsports. We've got in 22nd place Renato Dornelles for 05 Motorsports, leading the GT2 category. So let's give him a little bit of loving.
He's got a huge lead at the moment. Put it a beast of a lap in qualifying. I think nearly a second ahead of second place, which is a pretty big achievement to do that in GT2 with so many cars being in there and so close normally. But great driving from him. Makes it easier for when I get in the car.
Definitely. So obviously stonking away there with their P2 lead, although he's locking up brakes. Naughty. Don't throw it off, team boss is watching. 23rd position then. We've got second in the GT2 class is Matthias Meyer, who I'm used to actually seeing up front from last season, sorry. But he's in the 360 racing for the GT2 category in 23rd position. Looking quite comfortable.
Marius, what are you doing?
Who was that, sorry?
It was my car, Marius Mirwald.
15th place overall. Just watching the replay now, I think. Yeah, just lost it coming off the banking where the yellow line kicks in. It's a bit of a change of camber. It's not very smooth at all. And sort of makes a little bit of contact, I think, with the SRH Zeno motorsport car. I think Wernerson was driving in. A lot of traffic going into T1 at that time. About 10 cars, I think, were driving through there.
Oh, and Wayne Reed spins.
Oh! That's not one.
Oh dear.
That's
what you get when you got 38 cars on the track at the same time.
Yeah, it's contact with Jarno Hodgewedge, I believe. Wayne was a little bit locked up and the P1 wasn't going to run out deep. Luckily everyone avoided him, I think.
Just about.
Huge group of traffic all going through together.
Yeah, that's all been around that 12th down to 15th place battle that's been raging since the very beginning. So they were doing quite well up until that point, not taking each other off. Commentators curse. I think we spoke too soon there. 24th position then, Marcel Perschke for World Connect competition in the GT2 category. 25th, just behind him actually, pretty much, Matt Strand in the Satellite Racing team, and that's a good little battle because Matt Strand's been closing him down. Strand was right down the order earlier on, so they'll be at each other's throats quite soon. Richard Blocker, 26th for Rare Endurance Racing in the GT2 category, all by himself in 26th. 27th, Yuri Jizin for RSVN GT2. 28th on the grid, or in the race, sorry, is the Patrick Rayner and Wright AGP Consortium GT2 car. 29th, we've got Downforce Racing GT2 car of Marcel Vischer. 30th is John van der Geest for Atlantic Racing Team. 31st, and I will give him a big old shout out from Maurice Sondag. Go my Cockpit FM Crashcast buddy. Come on, do us proud. We are looking at bringing that back actually. It needs to make a comeback. So, go on Zondag, Mr. Sunday Driver. And in fact, actually, I'm going to give you stick. 31st position for someone that's actually a real racing driver.
That's embarrassing. He should be changing his name so that people don't see him in that position. That's not
true.
Good.
Well, Zondag is Sunday. Dutch. So we all like to call him a Sunday driver. So, bit like Giovanni Lavaggi in Italian actually means Johnny Car Wash. Oh dear. Nabil Abushar for 25 Motorsports. GT2 is in 22nd, don't recognise that name, so welcome along. 33rd, Fabio Arrigone for KBR Racing in the GT2 category.
Oh, Nabil, sorry to interrupt that. Nabil has just spun going into turn 1, I believe. Not sure if he lost any positions, but yeah, just got it all wrong.
Yeah, it's not worked well all for him. I think the cameras have... Apologies, I've got a bit of a camera freeze, so I'm hoping you've got pictures out on the screen at the moment. But yeah, I did spot that one. We've got Rain Reed in 34th position for Total Sim Racing GT2. Owen Verlind of Berlin, for ISD Racing 35. Chuck Penfield for UKNL Racing in 36. Tom Watts, that we saw just recover from the pits in 37. Miguel Vinatia, who did not start, he's taken over from Rafa Mastaja for Sim Racing Spain, is our last runner left, and they're already 5 laps down with a driver change. So obviously Rafa was upset after having a bit of a dodgy opener and has rage quitted. So poor old Miguel has to go in.
The epic rage quit of sim racing. It's normally special when you capture them live, when you watch an incident and you just watch a car pull over straight over the side of the track and hit escape, and you just think, I wonder what's going through that man's head.
Exactly.
But luckily, like I said, they could do a driver swap, and someone else with a calm set of shoulders can hopefully get them going again. Long race. Anything can happen, as we've seen so far this season.
Yeah, it's been a cracking couple of races that we've already had. And this, of course, Daytona brings with it...
No. What did we lose? No. That's alright, you're still here, don't worry.
I'm
that
still
camera's
here.
not good to me, by the way. Just watching it now.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I'll be back in control of the cameras in a second. I just had a little bit of a crash to the wonderful desktop. So I'll be back in control. There we are.
So we got a chance to have a look at the KBR Team Ferrari F430 GT2 car with the tinted windows. First time I've seen that in an endurance race.
Do a tinted windows turn you on a little bit?
I'm not sure. I think these are a little bit too tinted because they're just black, and including the front windscreen as well. So not quite sure. You can see where they're going, but they seem to be doing all right at the moment.
I'll tell you who does seem to be doing all right. It's Jimmy Dion, still out front, minding his own for Team R-Seat FR, and that lead is getting ever so bigger and bigger now, to 10.3 seconds. And the P1 guys are really stretching themselves out. The best battle is the battle over 4th and 5th, actually, between Andre Martins and Peter Enders, both Atlantic racing teams, but Enders, of course, is busy trying to get himself back up the field after his penalty.
Just footing through a tight gap there past Chuck Penfield and Jarno Hodwedge. Jarno Hodwedge seems to be a little bit all over the place at the moment. He's fighting with P2 cars, I believe. And obviously we've seen him had a few incidents, but yeah, he's to try and get into the groove and knuckle down a bit. At the moment it's not been a good start for them.
Not at all. Dion does another fastest lap of a 1:30.709, and you can see there Enders just catching out someone right at the exit of the chicane. That was Ross McGregor, sorry. You will be Ryan for the rest of this broadcast. I do apologise. It's interesting to kind of see exactly how everything plays out as the field kind of constricts and expands over the course of a lap, just depending on what happens traffic-wise, because that was a corker of a battle going on. Now all of a sudden there's 2 seconds between them. So that, I believe, is about the end of that for the time being.
Well, there is a battle going on. That is between a P2 and a P1 car, as I was saying earlier. Jarno Hodwedge is trying to get past Ross McGregor. Obviously, this isn't actually for class position, but it is, in theory, for race position overall. Let's see if Jarno, who is 13th overall, can get past Ross. He should be able to do it on the banking unless they're running a high downforce setup, which is probably not recommended at Daytona. But he should be able to get past as they go round the banking.
And yoink, yes he does. We've just seen it on board with Jarno himself. He's going right the way around the outside, and you'll just cut straight in and say thank you very much, Ross. And up into 12th position as he tries to, mind you, he's not really done this corner right most of the afternoon so far. Someone give him an energy drink. But you can see there, just under braking, that actually Ross was able to more than maintain the same speed as Jan, so it's purely down to straight line power around this banking that he seems to pull away and be able to get a decent advantage. But 12th position nonetheless. Good job.
Yeah, I think the P2 cars, theoretically, I think 2 corners, they should be a bit faster and a bit more pointy. But obviously they really do lack the grunt to be able to really race the P1s, but definitely through the corners they can match them, and even the fastest P2 guys should be going quicker through some of the corners than the fastest P1 guys. I think there was also the GT2 cars out of the slow corners, have a bit more mechanical grip, I think, with the tyres, and you will see some potential issues there, as the GT2s are very good on the exits of the slow corners. They put the power down very well. Hopefully we don't have too many incidents, but it will be a tricky time for the drivers.
Definitely will. Peter Enders has re-caught back up to Andre Martins almost, so that battle for 4 and 5 is about to get hot again.
Yep. Obviously both driving for Atlantic Racing Team. I've been monitoring. Peter's obviously been driving very, very fast, doing the traffic well, because a couple of laps ago it was over 30 seconds to gap back from Jimmy Dion, who he was fighting with at the start. Now it's 29.6. So Peter doing a great job. I have to say, I think Team RC probably the favourites coming to this after their epic win at Road America. But Peter obviously put in a lot of practice this, and he's doing a great job at the moment, despite having that stop and go penalty applied after 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, he's done a
although the cap's just gone up to 33 seconds. So obviously,
commentators curse.
Yeah. And he's
Wayne Reed takes it. Wayne Reed, I just saw take a little late break into turn 1 and missed the apex entirely, just got himself back onto the track again, but he was closing down on Fabio Aragon up until that point in the battle over 33rd and 34th position, but that's not really worked out for him either. So
it looks a bit second-hand, that car.
It does. I believe they've been in trouble earlier on in the race. They was caught up in one of the earlier incidents where we lost Defray. So, who's that going off behind? Is that your lot again?
Yeah, it is.
Bar humbug.
And all by himself. Oh dear.
This is before you get in.
Yeah.
So you're going to be the same Grace as the team today, the hero. You're going to come in, settle things down, make a few positions up. Touch wood.
I tell you what, I hope you've got a forest if that's the wood you're going to be touching. Because that's not going to work at all. Oh dear. Burn that Amazon. So, as they can see, Ender's back down into 7/10. That's kind of ruined that other battle that was going on, because, mind you, you've got a couple of seconds before you catch up to Morten Wernerson over 14th and 15th positions for that one. Renato Dornelles is still absolutely romping away in the GT2 class ahead of Matthias Meyer and Marcel Perschgol. I can't.
I think just Persch. German.
Oh.
Remember RaceDepartment? We're a welcome and global site, so we don't hold any grudges against any countries despite being from Britain.
Well, I don't hold any grudges against countries. I just hold grudges against names I can't pronounce. As we're watching Peter Enders. I might just call you Bob. That'll do. As we're on board with Peter Enders, and you can see they're threading their way through the traffic. Who's that we've got? We've got John Van der Geest just up ahead. They've just got Brendan Warren. And there you can see now back up round the banking. And still Andreas Martin, they're not being troubled. Every time he gets right up onto the back of him, Martin's is just handling the traffic a little bit better, even though Peter is faster. So
I think that we will see some team orders here, because obviously the number 8 car is the number 1 in the Atlantic Racing team, and normally the number 8 car is faster than the number 9 car, so I think Andre might think there's no point in holding him up. So I think very soon you might see maybe Andre lifting a little bit. Peter looks like he's got a good toe as they head down to the start-finish line.
He does indeed. He's right up onto his back. He's pulling out to have a nose.
And Andre goes out wide, lets him through.
Well, that gives him a nice and juicy 4th position as they just pop around the Vischer car there.
The downforce Ferrari, I think.
Yeah.
One of the best looking cars in GT2, nice simple skin there, but looking very good.
Oh well. If that's making your eyes have a tooth decay problem, let's take a quick look at it. Because
it's nothing crazy, but I just like simple skins, and I think that's a nice one for a Ferrari to be in yellow and blue. But we're also very lucky today to have the new Service Pack 2 sounds of the Ferrari, not yet released, but very kindly given to us from the Atlantic Racing team's Boy Van der Laan, also part of the Indy Races modding team. So, thank you very much for those. It's sounding very, very good, especially on the exterior sounds.
Definitely. I thought something was different, actually. I didn't think it was that. Oh wow. Yes, I am disappointed, actually, people. There is a distinct lack of pink and purple on this grid.
Yeah.
Where's my snails?
Well, it should have been some pink parts on my car, actually. Because Audemars is normally refused to drive. There's not a spot of pink on the car. I haven't got around to it yet.
Well, we've got the World Connect Competition GT2 Porsche, which I think is also a very good looking car. Very unique sort of pattern going on with that, but that's got some pink and purple, I believe, on it. Also the helmet as well, although I think that's blue. I think the driver suit's also white and pink.
Excellent. Now, is someone stuck? It's Vinatia has lost it on the exit of the bus stop. 38th position, just getting himself back going in sim racing Spain. They're having a torrid time.
Well, almost taking out GT2 leaders as Renato Dornales and the Manuel Reina P1 car, AGP Consortium. They were trying to get past Vinatia. Not quite sure what's going on. Didn't look like he's carrying damage into the bus stop, just got it all wrong. Making quite heavy and sort of went too tight in the second half of the bus stop, took the anti-cut and lost it. Managed to keep it out of the wall though. A dangerous place to be trying to get back up to race speed. Looks like they've gone back to the pit lane. They've driven in and I think that's them done for the day.
Yeah, it was.
Which is a shame, but nearly an hour gone and only 2 DNFs, so I'm quite pleased with that. Still 37 runners, 16 in GT2, 12 in P2, so all the P2s still surviving, and 9 in P1, all the P1s surviving today, so it's the GT2s that are struggling a little bit. Peter Ender's 4th overall and 4th in P1. Looks like he's quite comfortably pulling away from Andre Martins. Let's see, I think Peter's got a bit of clear track ahead of him. Just Chuck Penfield to navigate round on the banking, but good opportunity for Peter now to try and put some more fast laps in. In front of him is Jan Larsen in the 05 Motorsport P1 car, 3rd overall, and Mike Schmaleski, 2nd overall in the satellite P1, so Peter will be eyeing them up over the next half an hour. I'm sure that'll be his target to try and bring that gap down and bring them back into this race.
Definitely. Looking quite juicy there. So, what else have we got? Adam Kuhn is into the pits from 7th position. Let's see what he's up to. 26 seconds stop there, just rejoining. Will he get out ahead of Ben Warren? I think he will. Ben Warren's got Attila Kiss all over the back of him as they go round the banking. SRS Racing versus Simco Hungarian team. And Attila has already picked off a few guys already. Is he going to have another one here? He's trying to go for the inside line as they go across the start-finish line, breaking into turn 1. He's gone very, very aggressive to the corner and he's got it. 8th position past Ben Warren. And a good position made there. Up the order again for Attila Kiss.
Yeah, nice move there. They're also running a new skin today. Looking quite good, an improvement on the last one. Simple black and green, but looks nice. They're modding team, I believe, Simco. I think they brought us the GP2 2008 or 2010 mod. And a few other decent mods. A few Hungarian teams, though. We've also got the Hell Racing Team Hungary P1, and I believe there should be a Hell Racing Team Hungary P2, but I don't think they've made the grid today, unless I've missed them somewhere.
No, they're suspiciously missing in action.
And we've got a 1066 Racing P1 car of Martin Belgin and Gary Allen in the pits, as well as another car. Let's see.
Yep, 21 second stop for them, so much quicker. I'm just rejoining what will be an 18th position. And yeah, because 19th Roy Schroten and Mike Schroten there are in the pits as well, so nice and comfortably out in 18th there for Bolgin and Allen. And lots of people in. Jarno Hodgwedge and Ross McGregor are in now too, from 10th and 11th positions, which puts Andreas Magnus Dahlgren up into 10th position, to 2.7 seconds ahead of Wernerson, and with Meervold slowly but surely closing them down. That's going to be a good scrap later on. Probably give it another 10 minutes or so.
And as you said, that he minimized the 10 minutes.
Oh, well, that's ruined that one then. And there he is. So, plenty of people pitting. I tell you what I have just noticed though. The Ferris wheel goes round.
Yes, and at night time, that is the star in the Daytona sky.
It's the simple things in life, don't knock it, Pete. It is the simple
It was
things.
very good.
It does actually. I wish does the one in Suzuka go round? I don't think it does it?
I'm not sure.
Boo. I see that's made my day. I could disconnect now and I'd disconnect happily. Aww. So.
An easy man to please.
Yep, tell that to my ex.
I think I'd rather not.
Yeah, that's true. You might find yourself slightly tarnished with an image that is not good. So, what have we got? Yes, obviously the broadcast is now available on RaceDepartment.com up on the top of the screens by the looks of it. Let's see what people have popped into the chat room. Oh, Davey Laureris has put, never mind, we already got wrecked out, not even 5 laps into the race. Well, unfortunately, that is sim racing sometimes, so we hope to wish you back for round 4, which will take place, I'm sure, in January. So don't forget, drivers, once you've done your stint, you can pop in to the forums and type away there. I'm also available on Facebook, I think most of you are friends of me on there anyway, so that is all good. Oh, and there is a shout box. There is a shout box. Hello, James Johnson. I'm loving that.
He's driving for GT Omega P2 team today. That's the winning team from Road America.
Ah. Awesome. So, ignore the chat room in simrace.tv because although Bartos is in there.
And Neves in the wall.
Who?
Alvin Neves, you got him on screen.
Oh, the wall. No, I think he just kept out of the wall. That's still Waterblue Racing P2 car. He went deep into turn 3 or 4, I believe it is, after pulling a move around the outside of the downforce racing Ferrari. Left it a bit late to pull a move like that and paid the price. Lost a bit of time. No damage though, I don't think.
No, it doesn't look like it. Very lucky to escape there.
Yeah.
A near miss there.
Yep, we've got the leader in the pits. Well, he's now gone down to second as the Satellite Racing team has now taken overall lead of this race. Mike Stremeski currently driving that car. Jimmy Dion then taking a stop, obviously using a little bit more fuel than the Satellite car. You've got Peter Enders coming in for a stop as well. So they're obviously on the same strategy there. Would be interesting if they hadn't had that penalty, how close it would be right now, and I think it would be very close. Jan Larsen has dropped back a bit up, but maybe he took a stop even earlier than them. I'll just have a look at his last few laps. No, they're all pretty much consistent with each other, so something has happened with him somewhere.
And why is there no
third.
front on... Willie Marius, what are you doing? No front on my car now.
It's very difficult to find a replay of that. I think that's...
He's in the pits though. All you just need now is a little bit of a stop-go penalty. And I think that would sum up that quite nicely, really, wouldn't it?
He's made contact with, through no fault of his own. He's watching the replay, comes into turn 3 or 4, I think it is, where we just saw Waterblue Racing P2 car spin. And Martin Bolgin, or Gary Allen, whoever's driving it, has spun in front of him, a very slow spin in the middle of the track. And Ollie had nowhere to go but into the side of him, and he's lost his splitter, so unlucky there. Not his fault at all.
Well, that's a shame.
Let's see if Mike is coming into pit. No, he's obviously... No, I'm watching a delay. He is in the pits. So going one more lap than the class leader, so that should allow either Andre Martins. No, Andre Martins is coming into pit too. So Jimmy Dion should, who's just heading through to the bus stop now, should come through and regain the race lead. Be interested to see where Peter Enders comes out. I don't think he'll be able to pass the satellite car, but he might be a bit closer.
Yeah, Andres Martins there into the pits. Apologies, we've been stuck on the same car for a little while, just purely because having a couple of technical difficulties, but we're back with you now. And there you can see Mike Schlemeski is going to retake this lead because Jimmy Dion had a 45-second pit stop, and that, my goodness, I could have a power nap in that amount of time. So Schlemeski there now takes the lead, owing by having a decent pit stop. Jimmy Dion now is going to be in second, Peter Enders third, Andre Martins is going to be fourth, Jan Larsen 5, Keith Lee Kuhn, Kies, Dahlgren and Wernerson round out the top 10. And yeah, that was pit stop affected. So now Jimmy Dion, by, I don't know, maybe he needed a toilet break. He needed to do something because that was a 45-second stop, not good. Unless they had damage somewhere along the line that we just didn't see. And there you can see Jimmy Dion now second, 5 seconds further back. Enders third. Martins in 4. And Jack Keithley, top P2 driver, punching well above his weight in 5th position for GT Omega, so still looking good there. Magnus Dahlgren has disappeared off my screens, but I'm sure he'll rejoin. Oh no, it's me being booted out of the server, so.
Were you getting an error when you get booted, or is it just...
No, I think it's just dodgy Virgin Media broadband. I pay so much money for that. I'll be back in the server in a smidge, but I can still see through the camera angles what's going on out on track, so apologies if I go a little bit deaf for a little while.
Yeah, it's interesting that Team RC have obviously, they went, I think, with softs then on that first stint, and the satellite car obviously hasn't changed its tyres, just to fuel. The gap is 5.2 seconds currently. Will be interesting to see how Mike can manage those tyres over this stint. If they can make the double stinting work, a lot of time to be had with that, but very difficult. So obviously Jimmy will be going very fast if he's taking softs again.
Now, I don't know if you introduced him, but we have final reporter in the broadcast booth.
Oh, I've been here for almost 1 hour.
Just taking notes, getting ready to make his grand entrance.
I'm like the stunt reporter. Get thrown in the cage with the lights.
Oh. Bless. Oh well, we have dinner then. Hello, Joakim.
Hello.
How you doing, my friend?
Well, I'm cold.
You're cold. Tell me about it. If I had to get round a corner, go back job and sitting down, my nipples would get stuck. That cold. And on that note, anyone you're particularly looking out for today, Joakim?
Well, I'm looking forward to see Roy getting a drive to Knowton.
Oh, thank you very much.
Mainly because he's sitting beside me.
Yeah, I think I can hear someone sitting beside someone else because there's some funky echo going on with my headset. I'm not sure who's going through who, but...
Oh, yeah. Just wait till we start singing.
Yeah, I was going to say disco version.
Well, those who have listened to our broadcast earlier, where me and Roy has been commentating together, they get quite interesting after some hours.
Just after a few pints.
Dries up.
Yeah.
Conversation can never dry up.
Oh, at times it does become difficult, especially when the closest battle is a lap on the track, and you think, right, what do we talk about now? But luckily, I suppose we've got you back today, after your long absence from the RDLMS. It's good to have you back, so that through those tough hours, there is always some talk going on.
It is generally not sim racing related, though. That's the problem.
You keep
That's
the
not a big
die-hard viewers interested. But we're hopefully going to go for a new record today, and hopefully eclipse the 9,000 mark that we hit for the last race. Fingers crossed we'll be able to do that. But yeah, thanks to everyone who is watching and who tunes in during the race.
We love you! If I had enough ice cream to go around, I would, but I don't, so no. Yes, good to see some people in the shout box as well. Hello to James Johnson, David, Bramalicious, bless. So yeah, everyone, come join the fun.
And if you have any questions, please ask them in the chat box. I'll try to submit them.
Yeah, unless they're technical related, in which case I will just babble.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So, let's just catch back up with the race. As Jimmy Dion continues to close down on Michael Schlemeski.
Oh, was that the rare car again?
That was Poshk again. Poshk, sorry. He's actually, yeah, that one.
Something.
He's actually not doing a bad job in pace-wise, actually. He's third overall in the GT2 class, just behind Meyer and Dornells, so he's doing very well on his own merit. He just seems to be in the wrong place at the wrong time to pick up everyone else's dramas.
He's normally very reliable driver, Marcel. I've driven with him before at we didn't actually get to drive because someone crashed the car at Le Mans in Season 2, but we were supposed to drive the Corvette together. Normally very reliable, decent driver, so I think he's been caught out today by lots of prototypes pulling moves on him. He's not too keen about, but yeah, still kept the car. Looks like it's in near perfect condition, no bumps or scratches on it, and yeah, good for them being third overall in GT2. I think, is that Matt Strand that's behind him? He's not too far behind him, that should be less than 5 seconds. That's one to watch. I think Puck Penfield as well and Tom Watts going side by side ahead of them. Obviously they're not racing Marcel for position.
No, not at all. As you can see there, the amount of people that have pitted that have gone on the screen, there's a few people that haven't yet, so that's looking good. As the battle for the lead between Schlemeski and Dion now down to 1.1 seconds, so I think we're going to have a battle for our leads on the hands, so everyone look sharpish. Let's look at Jimmy going there straight through, and he's gone onto the grass, and that's going to be very, very tight indeed. Just about hanging on. Someone else has gone off in the background. That looks suspiciously like the same old car that's in there. Oh dear. Does look familiar indeed. In fact, I think we may have had a meal together at some point. We're that familiar.
I've just had a bit of lag. I was wondering if we'd lost Mike Schlemeski in the satellite car, but he's reappeared on my screen. It's all good. Still ahead of Jimmy, but obviously Jimmy very, very fast. He's going to get past sometime, but when and how is a different story. Making a safe pass in endurance racing is not always as simple as you'd think it would be.
As Penfield's into the pits for UKNL Racing. I don't think we've even had him on the screen yet, so there we go. Just in case you have a driver swap and we don't see you again, Chuck. There you are. And welcome to the race, actually, Erwin Lavassier down in 21st position. He's taken over from Jarno Hoswedge, and still the car, I think, was pointing the wrong direction, so we shall see exactly what happens with them later on down the line. But they're in a company 21st, I think.
At least then they can blame the car. It's the both.
That's quite true. That is quite true. There's look at that helm. Dodgy helmet cam. I'm liking that view anyway. But yeah,
no, not again.
Here we go. Jimmy Dion right onto the back of Schlemeski, and I think this could well be the opportunity where it knocks. Yep. As they come round the bang.
He might turn up boost a little bit, but he shouldn't need to. I think they're running low downforce anyway, so he should get a pigtail. Though there's some traffic up ahead of them. Looks like there's a P2 car and a GT2 car.
Yeah, it's Maurice Zondag.
Yep, Jimmy's had to back off because the inside line wasn't available with the SRVN car. Obviously taking the inside line, and rightly so, shouldn't be giving up the line. But they got the P2 car in front of them. Mike makes it easy as the P2 car takes to the grass. I think that is the SRS. No, it's not. I'm confused.
No, it was, they just get past John Vandergeest as well there. But now they've closed themselves back up, and they've got Aragon just up ahead to get round 2.
It was the Tams E2 car, the Tams International. On my part.
Epic. How can you forgive yourself? Disgraceful.
Quitting, shutting down the series.
Rage leak.
Service going down.
Exactly. It's going to go round Dornell's, our GT2 leader, who is so comfy up front he's having a bubble bath. But here comes Jimmy Dion right alongside Ślemeski, this time into the... Ooh, yeah, he's backed out of that one. Wisely so. He's round! He's round again, Jimmy Dion, round he goes like a spinning top, getting back going again across the grass. Is Peter Ender's going to get through? No, he's not, he's too far back. And well, once again there, Jimmy Dion, not content having a couple of stabs at it. That bus stop chicane causing so much drama here today, guys.
It looked like
it's the second anti-cut seems to be causing trouble for a few cars. Obviously they've been in there the whole time for testing. We actually lowered them a little bit to make them a bit safer for the prototypes. But yeah, just warning and good advice now for anyone that's going to be getting in a prototype during this race. That second anti-cut, don't touch it. I think you can get away with touching the final one, especially in a GT car, but that opening one really unbalances the car for that corner. So leave those anti-cuts alone.
I've just seen Tom Watts there smack the outside barrier. We just got him on our screens in the exit of the bus stop as well. So it doesn't only bite you at the beginning, it then nibbles you out at the end as well. So Tom Watts there in dramas. 2 guys just peeling off into the pits. One of them is Mr. Dahlgren himself, Magnus. So he is one of the last ones to pit. Attila Kiss, I think, is also in, is he? No, he's not. He's gone round again. But Dahlgren, one of the last people really to pit today. So he's done quite nicely, as Ślemeski there does a really dodgy run through of the chicane as well, but he's got plenty of time once again over Jimmy Dion before he needs to worry. And what else have we got? Any other battles going on up and down the field?
It's interesting to note that I was talking earlier about Peter Enders catching Jimmy Dion a bit, and because of all of this madness going on for the lead, the gap now between Jimmy and Peter is roughly 14 seconds, I believe. So that was at 33 seconds at one point during this race. So great job by Peter, enjoying the clear track and putting in some good laps.
Absolutely, as Marcel Posch is in the pits, and it's been in for a good 45 seconds or so. I don't know if that's a driver swap going on, but it's a very long stop regardless. And I think John Vandergeest will yoink 27th position in a very short space of time. Indeed he does, even if he's not quite making the corner. Come on, come back, the black stuff is good. There you go. So John now up into 27th position.
I was going to say, Roy, lucky that you're not driving the car at the moment. If you guys could have a disconnection so you both dropped at the same time. Did your whole broadband go in your house? Or?
No, it was my router that crashed. I fixed it back up again now, but now the TeamSpeak is started to drop in and out as it is itself.
It's acting funny.
Giggles. Let's welcome into the race Patrice D. Rick, or Rich. However we pronounce that. Right. That would I would butcher everyone's name.
In the end, everyone is called Bob.
Yeah. Bob 1, Bob 2, Bob 3.
Let's call it Bob, then the car number, so you got Bob 6.
Yes.
So Bob 6 is actually leading the race because that's the satellite racing car.
Bob Slate. That's bad.
I have a good story actually. When I was commentating for iRacing Buhis, and there was a guy in there called Andrea Baldi, but Andrea to me is a girl's name, so I thought he was a woman the entire race, until someone politely corrected me afterwards that he was actually a man. And I was going, oh, she's doing so well for a lady, and oh dear.
Oops.
I will never live that one down. Who's that? Just rejoining back onto the track from the pits. I think that was Waits, I think, yeah it was. So things ever so slightly settling down. Ślewski once again being reeled in by Jimmy Dion, but not quickly enough. Peter Enders still clinging along in third position with Martins 4. Kun 5 for Hell Racing Team Hungary. He's come up the order quite silently. Someone is into the pits, and that is our 30th position man, Nabil Abusha, for 25 Motorsport GT2. Got himself into the top 30. He'll soon slip back down that order again, but they're running quite nicely just outside the top 5 of the GT2 class.
Yep, they finished second overall at Road America at the last round, behind the 05 car. Obviously, sister teams there, so 1-2 for 05 and 25.
Oh, look at that.
What's going on?
Look at what? Look at what?
Yeah, so we're waiting. Help us out a little bit.
Shout me a car number or a position number, and then I can jump to it.
Spotted the hood of the what is the right car.
Yes, he was facing the wrong way. He hit the barriers down into turn 1. He braked and the car snapped inwards, and I think that was the end of that. 30th position still going, but he's got Cohen Beer, Belinde for ISD, not too far behind. There he is, and Chuck Penfield has just got round Abusha actually. Oh, that's because Abusha is still in the pits. Come on. get going. And past goes Aragon and Zondag too, so Abusha now down to 35th position. There's Marie Zondag. Come on. The name of the game is to get the number smaller, Maurice, not the number bigger next to your position. So, my poor little Sunday guy.
Oh, we have damage to the number, second overall. That's Jimmy Dion. Apparently has lost the front end of the car going into turn 1. So they are missing a front splitter as they come in to fix that damage. Big problems for them. As I said, probably the favourites for this race, leading all by themselves. And after those first round of pit stops, I think the satellite team put pressure on them, and Jimmy's obviously cracked and made a bad mistake, so that's going to allow Peter Enders to not retake the position, but take the position from Jimmy D, and Andre Martins through as well. Really not good for Team RC.
Not at all, slipping down the order. And well, it all started to unravel with that long pit stop, didn't it? And then trying too hard too soon and being a little bit over-eager and overzealous, and that's thrown him back through down to 4th position with Kun there just coming out of the last chicane. This could suddenly be 5th position because, although Jimmy D, is now actually exiting the pits now, so I think he may be safe in 4th because Kun's just come into the start of the pit lane now. Indeed he is.
Yeah, I'll go and join the as well. I'll see how it's turning out. I'll be back in a minute.
I'm just linking someone at the moment, so might be a bit quiet. I should be back. Hopefully, I'm sure we can find some battles going on somewhere on the track. It's got to be with 37 37 still running, so we've got to find something for you.
You would think there's quite a few drivers just swapping over into new positions, actually. Let's welcome to the track, while we've got a quiet moment, Florian Strauss, back for 360 Racing in 25th position. Welcome to the race for yourself. Also welcome to the race 27th position, Rene Hoogterp. Might have ruined that one as well. And he is for SRVN GT2 down in 27th position. Is that Patrick Rayner right ahead of him? If that is, then we've got a scrap. No, it isn't. It's Richard Blocker just popping a lap on him. So 2 new guys out onto the grid. So it always takes a couple of laps just to get yourself going again. Obviously with cold tyres, so on and so forth. It's going to be a difficult couple of journeyman laps before you get up to full speed. Full speed is what Jimmy Dion needs to be getting on with quite quickly if he wants to get anywhere back to the lead of this race.
We've got it's Cohen Valinde in the LSD Racing GT2 car. For the first half of the series I thought it was ISD. We had issues with their cars and the skins because I thought they were ISD and the team owner actually had them down as LSD. So yeah, I believe it is LSD Racing, but I'm probably wrong again. So.
Okay. That's alright, 2 wrongs can make a right. I have been told.
Well, I'm not sure though, because it looks like an I to me, and yet apparently it's an L.
Well, if it is LSD, it could explain whenever they're kind of off onto the grass and it's not kind of working at all. So we could see. We do have a quick guest that's popped into the commentary booth though, to explain us to exactly what happened to our ex-race leader and why they were off into the barriers there, Jimmy Dion. So who have we got and what you got for us, my friend?
Hi everybody, I'm Jean-Marie Smiro, racing for the LC.13, and Jimmy hit GT2 cars in the first braking zone. There was a little misunderstood between the 2 drivers, and Jimmy takes the outside and the GT2 don't keep the line and they touch.
So, much damage to the car, or was that mostly repaired in the pit stop?
It was repaired in the pit stop, so we hope to catch the podium.
Okay, well, I hope to not catch a cold, so I hope one of us gets something not too bad over this period of time. Best of luck. Are you driving later on today?
Yeah, at the end of the race.
So you're going to be the last one in?
Yes.
Ah, good luck. Let's hope there's a car for you to get in by the end of it.
Thank you.
No worries. Thanks for coming in. And of course, any other drivers that have been in... Oh, there's lots going on down into turn 1 there as we're watching Manuel Rayner carve in 9th position, just being surrounded by a lot of traffic. He's got Richard Blocker and Hot Goob. Hot Goob? What? Let's just pick a random collection of letters and throw it at me. Go on then. Rene Hoogterp, sorry. All coming around to be lapped and abused. So, yeah, any drivers that fancy popping in, having a quick chatteroo with us, you're more than welcome. We're over in our normal team speak. George, are you driving later on?
I should be. Hoping to get in the 05 GT2 car with about 2 hours 40 minutes gone, I believe. I'm supposed to be taking over from Renato and doing 2 stints. But yeah, fingers crossed everything goes okay, and fingers crossed I can come back and commentate afterwards. Yeah, looking forward to it.
I'm used to seeing your name out there. Normally, still there at the end of the race as well. You do have quite a good finishing record at these endurance races.
Luckily, the first 2 rounds, 05 GT2, they won at Sebring, and then they also won at Road America. So obviously the team to beat 25 team doing alright. I think they came 5th at Sebring and then 2nd at Road America. So we've put in a lot of time in practice. We got quite a lot of decent drivers, and so far we've been very lucky. Haven't had any disconnections or issues with driver swaps. And as they say, you've got to be in it to win it. Not always the fastest teams. But yeah, doing very, very well.
What do you think is the secret to trying to not have as many disconnections as possible? Because quite often, the team that I remember just being the most unluckiest team ever is anyone that was involved with the TAM racing team, and Tommy and all of them lot. Every race, they would get just past halfway, so they were invested enough to be like, oh no, as Alan Wavers is in the barriers there, sorry, just collecting the exit. And now you can see that, he's left a little bit of the car behind there. I don't know if they might want to reconnect that at some point if there's a weight rule going on, but he's down low, so obviously he's going to come into the pits. And wow, good job this is sim racing, otherwise he'd be a little bit legless as they come round into the pits. So that's unfortunate there, because I do like that livery there. It's nice and blue and watery. But yeah, sorry, back to yourself there as Alvin pops into the pits. So any particular methods that you use to minimise the chance?
All I can recommend is that, obviously it's important to practice, and it's also really important to practice with the people you're swapping from. You've got to make sure you've got your setups working fine, and making sure they're transferred properly. You've got to make sure everyone's comfortable swapping with everyone else, and honestly, it's not worth running any plugins, just XD. And most of the time XT doesn't work for people when they do a driver swap, so it normally only works for the first driver. But, just if you've practiced enough, you don't need plugins. The standard force feedback's fine. And most importantly, just make sure you've got good internet.
There is that indeed. So
it's also a good tip to keep the router cooled off, because if the router gets too hot, you disconnect.
Yep, sorry to interrupt, we've got a battle for 5th overall as Tim Brook pokes me on TeamSpeak. Jan Larsen in the 05 P1 car is currently in 6th. They've got a lot of traffic with them at the moment, and that's Adam Kuhn for the Hell Racing Team Hungary P1 just in front of them. This is for 5th overall and 5th in P1. Looks like Adam had some issues there with the F430, the SRBN team. Bit of contact there with Jan and Adam, as Adam looked to quickly try and go defensive when he realised that the Ferrari was drifting out wide. Probably not the best thing to do. They're going to have a little bit of aero damage now. They might affect their top speed by 1 or 2 kph. Nothing too major though. But definitely, Larsen's been catching him, I believe.
Yeah.
But although I'm not sure what's happened with Yang, he's been up and down in this race a bit, so we haven't really kept up to date as he goes up and down on the anti-cuts, but manages to hold on to it.
There's a backbreaker if ever I saw one.
Yeah,
my goodness.
Very lucky there. We've seen very few prototypes survive doing that without a spin.
Yep, indeed. But yep, Larsen, we've got him on your screens now in 6th position. Now let's take a look at how their last laps were before then. Larsen there, that's a 1:34. That's a couple of seconds slower than what he has done up until then. Whereas Adam Kuhn has been stuck in the 1:33s constantly. So Larsen is quicker when he's in without traffic by good, almost just over a second there, 1.5 seconds worth. But what he can do is he just gets around Tom Waits, who's in last position. And so as soon as they get round this traffic, I think he'll be back to getting through them again.
I've been told that Jan Larsen, the reason why he's been up and down a bit was apparently he received a drive-through, I think, for speeding in the pits. Obviously it's a very high-speed entrance into the pits here, and if you slightly overcook it, I've seen people going in backwards into the pit lane trying to get the car slowed down. So, note to everyone else, better to be safe than sorry. Don't try and risk trying to save a bit of time by braking as late as you can. Just get the car stopped and then get on the limiter and make a safe stop.
Exactly, I fully stand by that better safe than sorry mentality, especially if you've tasted my cooking. Who's that in the wall? That's it's Robin Toll, who I don't think, we've not even introduced him to the race, and he's already in the walls. Relation of yours, George?
Pardon?
Relation of yours?
Robin Toll? No, not that I know of. unless my parents have been up to other stuff. No, I'm not quite sure what happened to them. There's a Ferrari F430 going very, very slowly. Stopped going into the pits. That's a downforce car. The trees to the right.
We have driver swap in the pits now, and they have some difficulties.
Hello.
And you can guess who it is.
It wouldn't be the P2 team, would it?
It might be something spelled with an R and an M and an I.
I'm looking and I can't see their car at the moment.
Is that their problem?
Difficulty. I'm looking at Roy's screen now, and the screen says go, but the car won't move.
Ooh. That is interesting. I've got a position on my screen with him, but I can't actually see the car.
Yeah. Oh no, they've left the game.
Yeah, I'm out of the game now.
Roy is out of the game. Oh dear. So now this is something that hopefully will be sorted for R Factor 2, I hope, because it's such an unfortunate end to a race that really it's not their fault, is it?
Yeah, certainly one of the limitations of R Factor when you're in race mode. Obviously, once you have a disconnection or a DNF, you can't come back in. Some leagues run the race and practice sessions, but I'm very much against that. It's very difficult and confusing to keep up to date with what's actually going on and who's on what lap. And so, all you can do is try and take all the necessary precautions to make it a smooth race, but sadly, sometimes things are out of your hands, and it can be quite cruel at times, as Roy has obviously just found out.
It's a great shame. While he was watching that, Jan Larsen has got round Adam Kuhn whilst they were lapping a couple of drivers, and oh my goodness!
And Larsen doing on the track. Jan Larsen keeps it out of the wall somehow. Let's go and see what's going on with that downforce car that is going very slowly around the track.
So let's just take a replay of that, and there you can see, oh dearie me. I mean, he had his lights on, but that's all very well, but for the people in front of you, not behind them, well, I think it just caught Larsen by surprise, just the sheer speed of what was going on there. And he's back going again in 6th position. Adam Kuhn says thank you very much and laps back up his 5th place. But not good at all. That looked like someone.
Don't have a clue what's going on with that downforce car. Just been back and watched a replay, and they were in the pit, but it doesn't appear to have any work done to the car as he goes through the bus stop straight on. He's taking the escape road as instructed, but hopefully they can get that car fixed, but that's not looking good at all. I didn't see what happened to them to actually get that damage.
Very strange. I mean, that car has been in a little bit of the wars.
Yeah.
Kind of World War II style. Let's see what he's doing this time, maybe into the pits. He's still got Tom Watts behind him for Water Blue Racing. And look, I mean, when they come into the pits, it just slows to such a crawl.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what. Press the right button, my friend.
I don't really know what's going on with them. He should also be to the right-hand side of that yellow line. But I'm guessing there's some trouble going on. Whoever's driving that car, there's some issues. They're going to want to do a driver swap as soon as they can, try and get some of that damage repaired.
Well, he's in anyway.
Yep, looks like they've got the damage fixed now because the parts have gone back on the car. That will be a long stop for them though, a lot of damage on that car.
Definitely, and that will probably plop them back out in last position, somewhat majority of a lap, if not a little bit more behind. Yeah, just coming around to get onto the same lap, so they will drop to last. Still 36 runners and riders remaining in this race as we're coming in up. We've just passed, I think, the 1.5 hour mark just about in 15 seconds time. So coming up for that nearly quarter of the way through. So
yep,
low rate of attrition.
Peter Enders, second overall, is catching Mike Schmaleski. This is for P1 Class E. Peter doing a fine job. Navigated the traffic very well, as we've said. Put in some decent laps, and fighting his way back up to try and take the lead in this P1 category. We are missing a few P1 teams today. Sadly, they've decided they won't be racing. So, yep, if anyone wants to enter a P1 team, there should be some slots available maybe for the next few rounds. As obviously a late submission saying that you cannot race is not tolerated and not acceptable, so a few teams have lost their licenses. So just some advice for everyone else: if you're not going to race, please let us know. We do have a bit of a waiting list in some of the classes, and we want to try and allow as many people as possible to race. It's really not fair if you submit a report with less than 24 hours to go.
Well, I quite fancy a return for the snails. So, and I think if we did take a P1 car, I think we could just about cling on to the GT2s. So, I feel that could be good. Great battle going on for 13th and 14th positions, although they've just ever so slightly separated themselves out, but they were almost side by side. Ben Warren in the SRS Racing in 13th position, P2, just ahead of the Roy and Mike Schroten team. So, two halves of the Schroten put together could make one baby. And he's been closing in quite nicely, actually.
Position 19, and Belgian Gielm has...
that's a huge crash. Sorry to interrupt you, Martin Morgan. Gary Allen car looks like it's smashed into the AGP consortium. Oh, that
they actually
Martin,
spun on their own, and then they got hit.
Yep, they've done that twice now. We saw Roy's car having nowhere to go but into them. And God knows what is going on there. They're just sitting in the track as the AGP car comes round, nowhere to go. That's a DNF, the 1066 racing team, and not sure what's happened to the AGP P1. Looking at them now, they're still going, but huge setback for them.
That's awful. Why were they stuck in? Oh, I suppose it's very hard to know because you can see cars coming towards you, and I suppose you think, well, if I just stay still, so here we're going to see it, on board cam.
It's difficult with so many cars on track, but I think the safest thing to do would have been to try and get out the way there, just stick it in reverse and get off the track. You can't be sitting in the middle of the track at a high speed section like that.
No, absolutely agreed. As Schlemeski continues to lead away.
Yeah, so the Manuel Rayner driven car, AGP Consortium P1, 10th overall at the moment. They are in the pits now fixing that. Repairs that they need to. Hopefully they'll be alright and should be able to soldier on, but obviously not good for them having to be involved in an incident like that. Another avoidable incident that we don't like to see in series like this.
Absolutely, unfortunately they do happen, but it's nice if we can limit their numbers down. Never mind. There's only so much you can control, George.
Indeed.
Otherwise, we just sit here and have an AI race. And well, I'd order a curry, bring in the beer, and in fact, we could do that for a Saturday afternoon of entertainment. If no one decides to turn up one day, we could just wet ourselves doing that. That'd be great. So, let's see what that has done to the order. It's just appearing on your screens now. You can see Enders 13 seconds behind our leader Schlemeski. Martin's in third there with Dion Larson, Kuhn, Keithley, Kiss, McGregor and Dahlgren now rounding out the top 10 with Morten Bernison, who spent so much time in around 11th position and pretty much all by himself, so let's give him a little bit of air time because he's probably feeling a little bit unloved. That's a nice little blue car actually as well, so I give my hat off to a lot of these liveries. Quite a lot of these liveries are quite sexy, I think. And here we have Roy.
Yay! That was a short stint.
What happened?
Well, Arfad froze at the exact moment that I took over the car. Had no issues with this on Thursday and yesterday. today, of course, it's decided to.
I think it's because I'm here.
Yeah, that karma on my PC.
Joakim's karma spills out.
As usual.
So, any particular? I mean, what have we got? Have we chosen where we're going next round yet?
Yep, I believe we're at Road Atlanta for the next round. I believe that's an 8-hour race, but as you probably now worked out, I'm not good with my dates and times. It's showing up late today. It's not good, but hopefully I will have that all ready and in the sync tomorrow, because here's a breaking news for you. I am on holiday for nearly 3 weeks on Monday, so I will try and get everything prepared so that when I come back, we will all be ready to race, but the server will go up straight away, and Yuri will be looking after that, so you should all be fine without me.
As welcome to the race, Kevin Ledoux for the Black Rebels PT car in 17th position that we've got on our screens at the minute. Where are you off to for Crimbo?
Well, I'm going to Happy Time Thailand, so looking forward to that.
Awesome. So, a particular reason?
It's a free family holiday, and it's sort of coming to an end now that I'm 20, so I've got to make the most of them, keep the parents happy and keep on getting invited to them, but I think this might be my last one before I have to start forking out some money.
Is that at that point where you go, I'm okay, thanks?
Yeah, no, I'm going to do my own thing this year anyway.
January, well, yeah. So, what could you happen whilst you were on holiday in Thailand? Well, you could come back with a Mrs. Talbot.
Well, who knows? A Mrs. but probably a he underneath, but it's probably one of the few countries you can say they have attractive men and get away with saying that.
That is true. I have a story, but I shall save that for later on.
Yep, save it for the 4 to 5 hour mark when we're all suicidal and running out of things to say.
Like
before you got a semi-sunset, if that's correct.
I'm so glad you said sunset after that.
I gotta write this stuff down.
I did upload some 24-hour sky pack, so it sort of looks good, but the sun's setting quite early, because we're at the 2 hour mark, so that would make it nearly 4
it's
o'clock
winter.
in game. So yeah, I suppose that's sort of right.
It is winter. But yeah, Ben Warren's in the pits from 17th position, so maybe a possible driver change there. It's dropping him down the order. Not seeing much of Brendan Kazmarek, so let's pop him on your screens for a second while I just go through. There you can see the last time around. There's Shlemeski pulling away half a second, just over, from Peter Engers. So, Joakim, Roy, what are your Christmas plans this year?
Silence them.
Obviously, there is so much bad karma going on. They couldn't possibly.
They don't even want to think about pulling a Christmas. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Rage quitted out of the broadcast. Oh, I wonder how many people I've just ruined that for now. Sorry, guys. Bit worried with Brahms' shout on the shout box, actually. Here come the she-males again. I feel there's a story that you're not telling us, Mr. Hengerfeld.
No, I think you should be coming into TS and sharing this story.
I feel.
I must thank him, though. He's got a really, really nice picture up in the forums with a lovely lady next to a car. Sadly, the Aston Martin isn't in this series, as much as I'd love to have a GT2 Aston Martin. It's not available to us with this mod at the moment, but maybe in the future, definitely get that car back in there with maybe a BMW.
Is that me, or is that your future wife? She does have a very pronounced camel toe. Could be a problem.
No comment. I think we should get back to the racing.
I think so too. So, anyone else want to join Simon's Match.com antics? We can get back to that later. So let's take you for a quick run down the order because we're coming up to the 2 hour mark, and at some point in the next 10 minutes or so we will have to momentarily stop the broadcast so that we can get it back to you, because unfortunately the computer goes plop. Oh, as Tom Waits there is facing the wrong way at the bus stop in 36th position. There he is doing a bit of a Pedro Lamy spin turn, if anyone's seen that clip on YouTube, where he does about 4 spin turns to get around the right way. Entitled Worst F1 Driver Ever. Obviously that person doesn't know their F1. I quite liked Pedro Lap for me myself, but there we go. Right, first position then. We've got still Mike Schlemeski doing well for Satellite Racing P1. Second, we've got Peter Enders closing him down slowly, but not consistently in the Atlantic Racing Team. First of the Atlantic Team cars. Just having a little bit of a traffic drama ahead. Third, Andre Martins for Atlantic Racing Team P1. 4, Jimmy Dion after all of his dramas. Fourth place team Seat or Seat, not really sure. I'll go for Seat because I do like sitting. P1, Jan Larsen now ahead of Adam Kuhn. 05 Motorsports versus Hell Racing Team Hungary, and he's pulling away quite comprehensively, so that battle looks to have been done and dusted for the time being. 7th will be Jack Keithley for GT Omega in the P2, top P2 guy, ahead of Attila Kiss. That is such an awesome name. He needs to get a pop career. For Simco Hungarian Team P2. 9th, Magnus Dahlgren for ME Racing P2. 10, Morten Wernersen, SRH Zeno M. Oh my god, that's a tongue twister. 11.
Yeah, well, if you had to read out the full name, which I still haven't done on a broadcast, it's enormous and don't have an understanding of even how to start with it, and it would just be huge on the screen, so yeah, SRVN sounds better.
I'm liking that. 11th, Manuel Reyna. They've got their lights on for some reason. But maybe they're feeling that it's too dark for them already. Someone needs to eat some more carrots for AGV Consortium. 12th is Ross McGregor for Black Visor Motorsports P2 car. They're just outbraking themselves slightly. 13th, Ricardo Azevedo, sorry, for Team International P2 being cancelled by someone there. Is that Brendan Kazmarek? No, it's not. Oh, that's not even the right button. Oh, it is Brendan Kazmarek. So a good little scrap going on there. And he's through up into 13th position there, ahead of Azevedo. So position change actually caught on your screens for once. 15th, the Schroten team of Roy and Mike. I will giggle at that all afternoon. I do apologise. Kiddie humour. I will never grow old. 16th, Kevin Ledoux for the Black Rebels P2. 17th, and now complete with his full car, I think. Alvin Nueve for Blue. What's Blue Racing? I always think Blue Water because of the shocking place.
Yep.
Can't help it. 18th, Ben Warren, SRS Racing P2. 19th, Erin Lavasia. They've not made as much progress as what I thought they would do, but they're up to 19th now for a Rare Endurance P1. But they are always generally there by the end of the race, so they will still ascend the order. 20th, top GT2 driver, Renato Dornelles, and we've not given GT2 people as much room at the moment, but they're doing a fantastic job out there. 21st, Matt Strand, Satellite Racing. 22nd, Florian Strauss for 360 Racing, and just about making the bus stop there, desperately clinging on to every fibre of his tyre. 23rd, is Rene Hoogturb for SRVN GT2.
Oh, we have a special request, sorry to interrupt you, but Bram is requesting that we have some nice on-board shots. So,
Nice on... Well...
obviously someone isn't enjoying the broadcast today.
Grumpy. We will do. I just finished off the order, dude, and then we shall get some on-board shots. We'll do an on-board lap with our leader. There we go.
Just for Bram, eh?
Just
he's a
for
good
Bram.
guy, so I suppose he can have one present from RD. So.
He can. That is Merry Christmas all wrapped up in one bundle of love. That is. Where are we up to? 24, Patrick Rayner and Wright for AGP Consortium is on your screens at the minute. 25th, we've got Marcel Perschke for World Connect competition. 26th, Chuck Penfield. He's gone up the order for UKNL Racing. He's doing quite well actually. 27th. Oh, not a second. 27th. Press the right button. Nabil Busha for 25 to Sports. 28th is Fabio Aragon for KBR Racing Team. Not far behind actually. Good little battle there about to develop. 29th, Richard Blocker. Now they were leading the GT2 category earlier on. Just through the pit stop. And that's not happened right for him now because he's down in 29th. 30th, Ray Sondag, top 30, my good friend. It's happening. It is happening. You just watch. 31st, John van der Geest. He's gone down actually for Atlantic Team Racing. 32nd is Cohen Verlinde for LSD or ISD, whichever. I'm sure there's a pill you can bop for it. 33rd, and welcome to the race as he just exits the pits, Carl Middleton for Total Sim Racing. So well done there. 1 minute 34 stop. That's a big long one. Is that someone cracking open a beer? 34th, Marcel Vischer for Downforce Racing, about to take Middleton, I think, by the time they come out of the pits. 35th, Tom Watts, and that is our lot.
I will be right back. I'm being summoned to my team channel urgently.
Oh,
So I will be back.
breaking news.
Okay. Just a question: have we restarted the broadcast yet?
We've not restarted the broadcast, but I'm just about to do it now. We
good.
shall sign off and be back with you in a smidge-aroo, he says.
How does one summon George?
With a potion.
Oh.
Or you could click on summon. Oh, thank you, whoever is the fan.